Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
And I feel like I'm just totally in the twilight zone, because I can't believe when I joined in 1975, I thought, I'm joining the revolution. We are the real anti-establishment spiritual revolutionaries, Prabhupada's army. And then I'm watching all of these very influential persons basically indicating, at least from my frame of reference, that they've all joined the establishment. They don't have faith that Sri Dhanvantari is the medical incarnation.
And I think that to ponder the idea that, well, the animals are sacrificing and being sacrificed in all of these ingredients, it's okay because it's for the benefit of human civilization, is a ridiculous reason. Another thought, I'm just giving some thoughts, we could elaborate on all of these things for hours.
Actually, and then that was very clear how, the consciousness of people was just going in opposite directions, and people that you would think. So I'm seeing in every community, whether it's devotees, whether it's this group, whether it's that group, it doesn't matter. It's like split. And there's some people looking in one way and there's somebody looking at. So we need to have a strong voice of communicating what we're seeing and what's happening.
Just like the Rockefellers funded Mao Zedong back many decades ago. Why did they fund Mao, who killed over about 80 million people? Because they knew, because the global elite, they don't have any country allegiance, their allegiance to one concept, to a world government and world currency, so they can dominate the innocent public. And they've made communist China their model. So what is happening in communist China right now? There are millions of surveillance cameras. They track people in real time 24/7. If people say something against the government, criticize the government anyway, they have a QRC code. Everybody has a passport, and they have their finances are linked to that. Their travel is linked to that. And this is what they want to do in the entire world. They say something against the almighty government, their social credit score goes down. And if they say too many things or act in too many ways that are against the narrative of the government, they basically cannot fly, cannot take a train, cannot take a bus, cannot buy food. And what else do they do in China? They persecute religions.
An objective observation of the modern global society reveals that the symptoms of Kali Yuga are abundantly evident. It is a nefarious age of deception and trickery, feint and counterfeit, misinformation and disorganization. Opportunistic politicians controlled by zealous financial magnates covertly and craftily engineer public opinion by manipulation of the media in a relentless pursuit of ephemeral visions of illusory power rooted in the bodily concepts of I and mine. These personalities and their respective ideologies are without doubt the true deputed agents of Mayavadism.
I'm in New York City. It's really tough here. We had all the churches, all the temples, synagogues closed, shut down completely. You couldn't even get in if you had a relative dying in the hospital with COVID. You couldn't visit the relative and pray at their side, and you couldn't go to your church to pray there either. So you're praying in the closet, so to speak. So are we going to always respond that way when we get shut down, when the government tries to shut down our temples? What if they want to stop our Sankirtan party? Are we going to allow that to happen?
There are two things that we have to do. The first is we must give up this Shudra lamentation masquerading as spirituality, that I will flee from the battlefield. Let me get out of this material world because it's a place of misery and I have to go to get out of here. there is a way for us to get out of the material world, if that is where Krishna wishes us to go, and that is for Srila Prabhupada to pull us back out in recognition of our service that we have right here in front of us right now, that 50% of my work is not finished because I have not established Varnashram Dharma. That is why we are here on this planet, to bring Daivi Varnashram Dharma to these humans, and Krishna is tipping this entire civilization over.
As was mentioned somewhat earlier, that we've always been more or less a counterculture to where Prabhupada was not interested in assimilating, but giving the truth and saying what it is. We're interested in seeing, we don't want to seem to be crazies. We just want to assimilate into society. And if we go against some of these things, we'll be considered not normal. Well, wake up, everyone. Not too many devotees have all just joined Hare Krishna and shaved their heads and given up so many different things, joined and then people outside can think, well, these guys are normal people. In fact, our attraction basically is that we are speaking the truth, and we're not concerned so much about what they think of us. We're concerned of what giving them our association and allowing them to understand Krishna and the ultimate goal of life of Radha Dasyan. If we don't understand that, it's not only that we have to create a Varnashram, as Sitapati said, which is definitely important, but we have to go beyond that, because that's still on the material level. We have to first give Varnashram the opportunity so people can at least become civilized and human beings again. And then, but you have to give them beyond that. What is the goal of life? What is actually the siddhanta? What we're doing sadhana? So what's the sadhya of our sadhana? If we don't know that, we need to be one-pointed in being able to work that. So the devotees have to have not only the knowledge that, we have to make a decision, we actually have to become purified enough to be able to be used as instruments in the service of our Guru Varga. If we're not pure enough, if we're not aspiring to, in our own devotional service purity, then how can we give it to others? Just like Prabhupada would say, if you don't have love, well, then how will you give love to someone else? You have to first possess it to have it. So similarly, for us to become good soldiers in the battle of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, we have to be serious enough in that our sadhana, our hearing and chanting, our association with sadhus, with more advanced than us, supposedly, has to be there so that we have the prophylactic within ourselves to be used as an instrument by the will of our Guru Varga and Radha and Krishna and Sri Caitanya and Nityananda in their service. And this is the call of the day for all devotees. So it's a question of waking up. Don't be usurped. Don't be used and blind and just say, I don't know. You have to use your intelligence to think. You're inquired to that. You have to read the books.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.